remain healthy, needs to have a pH of about 7.35 to 7.45. If your blood falls below 7.35, you get a condition called acidosis. So it's not chemically acidic, but from a body balance, it has moved into an acidic condition. And that state can cause all kinds of problems. If your blood pH falls actually below 7, by the time it falls below 7, you're about in a coma or dead. So no one really has truly acidic blood, but what that means, it is below or it is more acidic than it needs to be for your optimal health. Now, acidic and alkali, the body needs to be in balance. If you get too much alkali in your body, it'll kill you too. You got to stay in some balance. And that's kind of a rule about life, period. I read where a lady died in a radio station contest. They were having a contest to see who could drink the most water. The lady drank too much water, and the excess water killed her. So even too much water, if you get out of balance with it, will kill you. So all things have to be in balance in the body. There's nothing that you can get in the body, just excess. Even too much water can kill you. So the key is not whether the body is acidic or alkali. The key is that it remains in proper alkaline balance. And I want to talk to you about the baker's secret. Baking soda is actually being used in other countries to cure cancer. I've personally known doctors. My wife's cousin, who was an anesthesiologist in Florida, came down with cancer, and we flew down to meet with him and talk with him. And he looked me in my face and he told me, he'd worked in hospitals for the last 20, 30 years. He said, I'm not taking chemo. He said, I'm not taking radiation. He said, I'm not taking it because I know the stuff doesn't work. I've been in the hospital all these years. I've seen this stuff. I'm not taking it because I know it doesn't work. I had another friend who had a relative who was a doctor who got cancer. They wouldn't take the treatment either. They said, we in the industry, we see it all day. We know it doesn't work. So I'm trying to give you some knowledge. And oftentimes, even once something goes beyond a certain point, even natural stuff just won't bring it back. So what I'm trying to tell you are some things that you can do every day that will prevent it from happening. I remember when I explained how to properly use the bathroom, and some people say, you don't have to do that in the pulpit. I said, look, it's better for me to teach you how to do something to prevent you from having colon cancer. You get all excited if you got colon cancer, came here, got hands laid on and got cured. Well, isn't it better for you not to get it in the first place? So I'm telling you how to not to get it in the first place. So the doctors that we knew who got cancer would not take the treatments. So what I'm going to tell you are some things that will help you. Now, how they are treating cancer with baking soda, actually it's a very simple thing. All they have people do is take the baking soda, put a couple of teaspoons in water and drink it. And they said that over a period of time, if the cancer is in the digestive system, and colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death. If the cancer is in the digestive system where the alkalized water can hit it, because cancer cannot live in an alkaline condition. They said the baking soda solution just cures the cancer. And they say if the cancer is not in the digestive system, they put it in a solution and give it to the people in an intravenous solution. So they're using baking soda in other countries to cure cancer. Well, do you realize that you can easily alkalinize or help to keep your body in a more balanced alkaline condition by just using the baker's secret? Now, I'm going to give you 3 things to do. It's very simple. That you do virtually every day. And God has said, that's why he said, you need to preach this sermon because it's going to save someone's life. Now, I don't know whose life is going to save because no one can predict who's going to come down with some fatal, deadly disease. So I don't know whose life it's going to save, but just these simple principles can help save your life. Number one, brush your teeth with the Baker's Secret. Simple as that. And you know, in the old days, you all know some old folk, and they use baking soda to brush their teeth. Now, I want you to do this. I want you to go home, and I want you to get your toothpaste. And I want you to look on your toothpaste, look down at the bottom, and I want you to read the warning on the toothpaste. The warnings used to say until a couple of years ago, warning, do not swallow. If you do swallow, get medical help immediately or contact the Poison Control Center. Now, this toothpaste that you got in your mouth every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, they have now changed the warning where it says if you swallow more than the normal amount used for brushing, immediately seek medical help or call the Poison Control Center. Read it. Go. I don't care what brand you use. Go and look at your toothpaste, and basically what it says is if you swallow this stuff, it's poisonous. They said contact the Poison Control Center. Read it. So you're going to brush your teeth. You're going to brush your children's teeth with something they are telling you up front is poison. And see, oftentimes poison with the human body, it accumulates and does damage over time. So as you brush your teeth with stuff they're telling you is poison up front, they're telling you the stuff is poison, what do you think could potentially happen 20, 30, 40 years of constant use? So if you just take baking soda, wet your toothbrush, dip it in the baking soda box, and brush your teeth with it, you'll find that it does just as good or better of a job cleaning your mouth. It leaves it fresh. The alkalinity will help to kill the bacteria that's in your mouth that causes the bad breath and tooth decay. Simple. So number one, just use baking soda instead of using toothpaste. Number two, swallow the second rinse. When you brush your teeth, you rinse your mouth out, spit it out, dip your toothbrush in the baking soda again, brush your teeth, and this time take some glass of water, rinse it, and swallow it. What that does, it essentially allows the baking soda to go inside of your body, and it helps reduces the acidity. Now, some people don't have an acidic condition, but most people do, because of the food that we eat. And foods are fundamentally divided into 2 groups. They're either acid forming or they're alkaline forming. Let me just give you an example of what some of the alkaline forming foods are. Virtually all of your fruits and all of your vegetables. Your acid forming fruits are all of your protein foods and virtually all of your breads. And what most people do, they eat an imbalance of protein foods, which are meats, dairy, beans, all that stuff. Those are your protein-based foods. We ought to eat about 80% of our foods on the alkali-forming side, but instead, we almost eat 70 to 80% of our foods on the acid-forming side. That's why people have so much acid in the system. That's why people have acid reflux. What do you think all that reflux is from? That's why you have all the acid reflux. And that's why you have to take Rolaids, which is an antacid. So you got all this acid. Just go to the grocery store and look down the section and you'll see. You'll see all this stuff dealing with people with stomach issues, and most of it is caused by the excess of acid. So if you learn to, number one, eat more of the alkaline-based foods, which go right back to the 8 pillars. So if you learn to eat more of the acid-based food, but some people just not going to do that. It's in the 8 pillars, but I'm no fool. Folk just not going to do the 8 pillars. That's just, they're not going to do all the 8 pillars. You're going to still have on your plate for breakfast, you're going to have grits, which is acid forming. You're going to have bacon, which is acid forming. You're going to have eggs, which is acid forming. You're going to have toast with butter, which is acid forming. So you're going to have all this, you're going to start your day off with all this acid forming food. There's just no 2 ways about it. So